Yo, it's ODB from OLP. This is a special bonus edition of issue 122 with Alfredo Gomez's Cab Plus on the cover. I started to move on to issue 123, and I realized in my binder I had it double stacked, and that reminded me of the 2002 mini Truckin calendar. So I want to show you guys the difference in the two covers, and then we'll flip through the calendar very quickly. So again, if you like what we're doing here, leave a comment, even if it's an emoji thumbs up. Consider subscribing and check out OLP via any podcast app. So if you haven't watched the flip through, please do that. I'll link through it at the end, so if you want to click through, so to speak. But basically, this is the issue that I showed you guys. Now, a couple years back, Jason Redden, who is the guy behind MT Mags for Sale and Low Yodas and Low Mazdas and Low 720s, all those low pages, if you will. He had given me this, so I want to thank him. I used to have this many moons ago, and it was one of those things, even though I save a lot, I don't save everything, and for some reason, I couldn't find mine, so he gifted this to me. Since then, I had acquired a few collections or issues from different folks, right? Different kinfolk. So this issue was something I think that I acquired over time, and I want to show you guys the difference. So the first thing you're going to see here is, I believe this was the Newsstand. So this is, of course, got the label. This is the one I got in the mail. This one you're going to see shows bonus 2002 Bikini Calendar Inside, and you can see a little thumbnail, so to speak, there, which actually, just for the record, is a little bit different than the actual, which is cool, right? Because, I mean, why not throw, you could easily fit a third truck on there. The truck, the taco does appear in the calendar, but it's not on that main front image. You can see here, inside, alternative trucks, break away from the crowd, and then you've got the, what they call insert, is it insert shot, I think they call it. You see the Pathfinder that you guys saw in the flip through. You can see there February 2002, volume 16 in black. And you can see the logo is also a different color. So you got February 2002, volume 16, number 2 in white. But look at the differences in the mini Truckin font color. So very, very minor. If you also look here where the girl is standing, right, you see the front grille. If you look here, the shot, you don't see the front grille rolling in the south instead of being down in front of her. You see those minor changes there. You got Visit, Mini Truckin Web, and with the white font. This is laid out a little bit differently here. You have the Pathfinder here versus the front, that corner up there. The truck here, the Ranger, is not on the cover, which I don't think I really talked about that insert photo when I did the flip through. But again, I wanted you guys to see the few minor differences between these issues. So if you're a collector like me, you might want to have both of these, maybe not. I guess it's worth noting you can see the Subculture logo a little bit better on this version. You see the Mini Truckin logo there on the windshield. You can see Subculture there, and just based upon the layout and where the font's at, and those shorts though. So what I want to do is I want to show you guys, this is the calendar that Jason Redden, so thanks to Redden. Again, check him out if you didn't know the guy behind the curtain in terms of low Mazdas, low 720s, low Yodas. That's Jason Redden, who also had MT Mags for Sale. He still has it. I think, obviously that's an up and down market based upon, collections that he's purchasing and whatnot. But I'll show you this. Again, if you like what we're doing here, leave a comment, consider subscribing, all that fun stuff. So, just so you know, it was right in the center, and really, like, this issue is so nice, I would never take this out. Looking at it all these years later, which is 20 some odd years later, it almost doesn't even seem like it's a pull-out poster, but you can, and people did, and you would expect people to pull this out. So it does come out, of course. It's cool to have both versions, again, because my primary focus at this point, I mean, they sit in a binder. I'd rather show them and display them with everyone and kind of, you know, so you guys see some of these things. Some of these things, I'll be totally truthful, I didn't know at the time. I do know that the calendars, some of the backstory there, some of those add-on type things, they were beneficial to a publication because it's going to help boost the sales on the stand. So you could think about if somebody threw a free calendar in there, and, you know, and you see a bump of 1,000 or 5,000 issues or something like that, you know, it's a business expense to put this together. You know, maybe you've got some new advertisers you're trying to appeal to, and, you know that if you put something like this, a freebie, so to speak, in an issue, that, you know, it's going to bump up the sales by X amount. You know, those are potentially some of the reasons on why you would do it. But pretty cool, for those that did not know, Charles Armstrong, the kid, his Toyota, of course, appears, and then you got the Blazer that we went through, and you got the two hot ladies, the models. East Coast National, so they would have been able to potentially, you know, do some advertising campaign there. There's Farmer's truck that we just saw, and the Dakota as well. You can see here, you have J.J. Warren's 99 Yoda from Vegas. We saw that one again. Kind of cool to see, you know, a few different shots, or kind of just the way they laid them out. And then you got the small calendar. This is back in the day when, you know, calendars, you'd go to the mall, and I guess you still kind of see this around the times where you'll have those pop-up stores and they sell calendars. I mean, nowadays it's tough. We do a digital OLP show calendar where if you go to ourlifestylepodcast.com, on the left, you can click on the OLP digital show calendar and you can subscribe. I think it's easier if you have an iPhone, but we put all of the main show dates in a digital calendar, because a calendar like this, you know, would it really do much in 2023? Street Trucks did one a few years ago. They had a major sponsor. I can't remember the name of the sponsor, but, you know, back in this day, certainly this would have been something that, you know, if you were a shop, you'd hang this right by your phone if you wanted a quick reference in terms of the month and whatnot. Here you can see Corey Brown's. That's the one I talk about with the, was it Tangelo Pearl? That truck. And again, I like seeing it too, because the way they did these layouts, you got the front 3/4 shot and you got your couple of insert photos there or whatnot, or just other photos. Here you go. Some of these could have been published or unpublished photos. This one I think was in the magazine, but the 92 Yoda, Prescott, Arizona. And pretty cool to see. And then again, you know, these guys, East Coast Nationals, they would have been, no telling how much someone would have had to pay to go, like even Brand X, you know, that tied in obviously too. But they would probably reach out, TCM, that tied into that cover. They would probably reach out and say, hey, we're going to be doing a calendar for X amount of money, you would assume, right? You can get in on it. And that would have helped, you know, sales of the sales team and whatnot. There's a photo I don't recall seeing in the feature, kind of a different, she's looking back, the schoolgirl, so to speak. And you see that. Here's Robbie K's. And again, that's another photo I don't recall if we saw. You would notice in the table of contents as well as the feature, a lot of times the models, they would change, you know, they had different outfits. You know, you'd imagine if a photo shoot, especially if they had a studio booked, you know, wasn't just an hour, you know, it was probably several hours. And, you know, the ladies were going to bring a couple different, you know, a couple different outfits and things like that tie into maybe what the photographer is digging as far as the colors of the truck and whatnot. And then there you go. There's Wilt Built. And you can see Wilt Built advertised. So again, whether all of this advertising was sold or if they just kind of showed a little bit of love, don't really know. Of course, didn't work there, but a little bit of insight potentially. But there you have it. That's what the calendar looked like. That's what the different issues, and I think this is the first opportunity that I've had to showcase a difference in a cover. Now there could have been more, and what I would ask is, hey, it's a group effort. If there's something that you're aware of, in the past where we maybe, you said, hey, my truck was on the cover, but, when I look at it, it was different because of such and such. That's the difference between what they'll call a subscription issue for the most part. I don't know what they call it on the magazine industry, but I look at it as a subscription issue and then a newsstand issue. And they would, over the course of time, sometimes be different based upon promotions like this and whatnot. I appreciate you guys watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this bonus flip through, so to speak, of issue 122, Alfredo Gomez's Cab Plus. Stay on the rise, my friends. Appreciate you guys. Let's keep on keeping on. Subscribe. I'm going to flash it right now. And you can click through to the flip through if you want to watch that or let it play again. It helps us out. We are here.